I got my mustache handlebars in and I put them on. Didn't record it, but the stem is an older, I'd say 25.4, 25.6, something like that. And the bars were 26, so I had to spread this open with just a thick screwdriver this way, and it opened it up enough for me to slide it in. Made a couple little marks, but we are good. And now my plan is to put the reverse brake levers on. And they're not hard on the inside. Hopefully that shows. There's an Allen head, and that's an expansion wedge. As you tighten it, it squeezes bigger and locks in. And like that. Once I have the bike on the ground with the wheels, I'll be able to adjust the angles, but for now I'm just going to put them straight. Find my Allen wrenches and lock it down. Okay, there we go. Make sure I get the right size. And I'm just eyeballing it to make sure that it's down. There it goes, it's starting to stiffen up. I'm twisting it to get it where I want, plus feel how tight I have it. These need to be locked down pretty tight. They can work their way out with the leverage, because when you're squeezing this way and applying a lot of force, you can actually rock these things out. And how do I know that? I actually had it happen to me once on a ride. It wasn't a hard fix, but they will back out on you. These type of brake levers were originally made for more of your time trial type bikes. With like the sprint bars. A lot of fixed gears will use those, but you know, most fixies don't tend to run. Just flexing them. Like I said, I want to make sure I get them in. I will have to readjust at some point. That one's in tight. Now I will go find some handlebar tape. I have two different models of black handlebar tape. I'm just going to take them both out of the box and see. But before I get ahead of myself, I need to run the brake cables. And I will locate those and we will get those on. Found my cable cutters. And we'll start with the rear first. Couldn't find my good ones, but I did find a set of the old junky park ones. Definitely better for cables, inner cables, not housings, but it works for that. So now I need to feed it through. There's a hole at the bottom of the lever. And what we need to do is get this ball end into the lever. Keeps wanting to flex on me. Maybe I should have put that thing in first. because it doesn't seem to have the clearance. That's what it is. It's hitting here. That's an easy fix. Once I can relocate my Allen wrench. So now I should have enough room to get this in there correctly. Hopefully that is showing. And having a hard time with these, getting this to pop in. There it goes. And there we go. Let's get that back in. And we will tighten that back up fairly tight. Enough to where I can't twist it. Let me go find some tape for the brake housing. First I'll cut it to shape, if I can locate some. So the cable stop is back here, and I like to bend the handlebar this way I can make sure I get the right angle, because I'll end up taping this like that, and now I know that I have just enough loop back here, and so I'll cut that right there. That takes care of that. And I just like to make sure I got the end cleaned up. That way there's no friction on the cable. And sometimes I could do it with this, sometimes I have to get an awl. There we go. You can use a tiny Allen wrench, sometimes the corner of a screwdriver. You just want to make sure you open up the housing end. There we go. That end looks good. Time to look for some cable ferrules. There is your cable cap end, cable ferrule, all sorts of different names. So what I'm going to do is, this side here on the brake lever doesn't need one because it has a built-in plastic, well, I think it's alloy just machined in, but it's tight and the ferrule doesn't fit in there. There it goes. Right, fits in nice and clean. Let's go find some tape. Any type of tape will do. I happen to have blue masking tape here, and it's just enough for me to hold it so this way when I go to tape it, it's not all in my way. And we'll get another one. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm opting for a front mount cable like this because I'll be here, I'll be up here, and I'll be here, so this doesn't get in the way. Sometimes I ride like this, but it's weird because you have to do this with your hands. So that gives you a nice clean look. I'll do the same to the front. Try to get the same cut and the same size loop because I'm not super picky, but it would be nice. We'll try that. Now I have two pieces in my hand. I forgot what side I need. All right, let's see which one it is. I'll try the short one first. Definitely not the short one. All right, now I know I need to clean this one up. That's looking pretty good. This side's got a little buggered up. All right, they're both open now. So now I know I need to take this out to get the cable in. Try not to kink the cable. There we go. Get my Allen wrench. I'll rotate this way a little bit if my stand allows it. Get my masking tape ready. I'm not sure if a cable ferrule fits in this brake or not. We're going to find out. If I can locate it. Nope. Because this is an older barrel adjuster. I bet this brake is from the late 80s. Maybe early 90s. What is it? A Shimano 600. It's a single pivot, so I know that it's at least very early 90s. Okay. Just trying to keep the cable underneath, fairly centered. That can still be adjusted when I go to tape the handlebars. And that should hold it there. I'm going to, since I don't have wheels, I can't really adjust the brake. But what I can do is, that was a semi-mistake, but it worked out. Give it a little tension. There we go. Oh, here's a rim. Not a wheel, just the rim. Oh yeah. For now, that will be good. And then I'll have to adjust it once I get the wheels going. But it's on. I'll cut this a little on the long side. Time to do the back. I need another piece of brake housing. I was looking for the small piece that cut off. I did find another piece of brake housing. Here it is. Let's see how good this one is. Boop. I should check to see if that fits in here. Nope, same as the other one. Oh, that makes it simple. And I'm going to do the same thing I did on the front, but on the back. Now it's time to tape them, now that I have both of them functioning. Bump, bump, bump. And usually when I tape a handlebar, I usually go from the bar end here, because I tuck in the tape. But this time I don't have that option. And I will use masking tape just to hold it at end because I have some nice self-healing tape somewhere, which I love to use for the end of the tape. Let's make sure that I'm in focus over there, or at least close enough. I'm going to tuck it underneath the brake cable. That's a good spot to start. I don't know if you can see that. It's a way for me, it's a way for me to lock in the end of the tape so I can pull on this pretty taut. I like to space it out far enough so the tape is on, the sticky part of the tape is on the handlebar, so that's about 3/4 the width. I should end up with quite a bit of extra doing it this way, which is okay. If you want a thicker tape, thicker squishy feeling, do half the distance, and the sticky part on the back ends up sticking on the tape itself. It's easier for cleanup, but you run the risk of it sliding and breaking free. The trick will be is when I come to this part, when all the cork tape really started coming out, because bicycle ribbon was popular, they didn't have sticky on the back, so they tended to slide and open up sections. And a lot of the bike companies used to start here and tape to the end here and tuck it in, but then your hand on your drop bar would separate it. This way here, you're kind of pushing the tape onto itself. I'm going to come around the tape here, leave the opening, and I'm probably going to stop right around here. We will see. I like to make sure that I pull it tight. The trick now is going to be coming through here. Try to wrap it over itself a little bit and pull some more of this away. Maybe I'll stop it right there. So what I like to do is some people will cut the tape on, technically on an angle like this. This way when they wrap it over, it ends up being nice and thin. They can use a small piece of tape. Me, on the other hand, I like to hide underneath the handlebar so people can't see it. So that would technically be somewhere around there. I'll just unwrap it a little bit so I can get to that point. Tons of leftover. I don't know, maybe I have enough to do this side and I could save that whole other roll. Can even double tape it if I so choose later on in life. And I'm just going to put this piece of masking tape here until I could go locate the tape that I want to use. But for now, that'll keep it from unraveling. More times than not, I'll end up using just regular electrical tape. But I really like using this stuff. The tape, once it tapes up onto itself, it actually fuses together so it won't unravel. And it's used for plumbing. You get it at any hardware store. I just know that it's got 2 layers of plastic on it, so you could touch it. So what I need to do is just cut out what I need with maybe a 1/4 inch overlap. And like I said, once it hits each other, so I'll hold that under there nice and neat. And it's very rubbery, very flexy. Yes, this stuff doesn't even want to peel apart. I just hit it. I can't even peel it apart. So I'm gonna have to get a little pair of scissors. Just clean up that edge where I didn't need it square, which isn't a big deal. There we go. Now we got a nice clean. Yeah, and that won't unravel with this tape. Looks good. Do the next side. Let's see how lucky I am with this existing tape. I'm going to stuff it under like I did before, just as a good starting point. Now I'm going to start putting it where the sticky part of the tape is hitting the bar. I think I'm going to have enough. It's always good to have an extra half a roll of cork tape. I could use it to make a bar stop. That way when the handlebar flings around, put a little stopper there just to soften the blow, because you know it's going to happen. Get my scissors ready. Now I'm just going to look from the front, make sure they're about even. I should say even enough. And like I said, I like to tuck it underneath and hide it. And give it a double look. Just want to make sure they're somewhat even. Come on. I know once I get it to hit each other, it'll totally seal up. Made this one a little bit shorter, which I don't know why I did, but I did. There you go. And I got a little overlap there. And I will just snip that clean, if at all possible. Not all that possible. Maybe I should use an X-Acto knife. I can live with that. And there you go. I got my mustache bars on. Can't wait to get wheels. I got the tape job pretty even on both sides. And I'm going to pop the caps back in, just because I'm going to lose them if I don't. I'm going to end up losing them just on the ride, because you know these things are never going to stay in right. With my crappy camera work. All right, this is what I have so far. Bump, bump. Put some Prospect Mountain stickers on. Got my nice wood fender, which I got like 5-6 coats. Put a little leather flap on it. This is how old the Shimano brakes are. Single pivot. They're a little old, a little beat up, but they will function. Yeah, Shimano 600s. Brake pads are new. And can't wait to get the rims. This way I could put the freewheel on it, get everything lined up, get my handlebar angles the way I want it. And yes, although I know I'm looking at a couple of weeks before the hubs come in, because they're coming on a slow boat from China. All right, this is how far I got, and hopefully I get farther soon.